Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So this one here may look familiar in terms of my setup, but this is actually part 2 of the 2020 year in review. So this is going to be my favorite pickups of 2020. So I did go kind of back through the tapes, so to speak, with all the different pickup videos and just kind of had a chance. I went through most of them. At a certain point, I kind of realized that I was going to have to, I used them as reference just to make sure what was actually purchased in this year. This calendar year, to make sure that I wasn't picking something from last year. But for the most part, I was spoiled for choice. I definitely could have bumped it up to a top 50 or a top 100 even, but I didn't want to go quite that far. Otherwise, this video would be ridiculously long. So this is going to be so this is the follow-up to part 1 where I talked about 2020 year in review in terms of the channel and in terms of my plans for 2021. This one's going to be my top pickups. Obviously, there's no plans for it, but where the plans will come in is in part 3, which will be coming on later on, probably in the next couple of days after you see this video. Part 3 will be regarding the 2020/2021 goals video. So this will be the 3rd year that I've done that one. And that'll just be me reviewing the goals that I had leading into the year, seeing how I did, which ones I was able to successfully do, which ones I didn't, talk about that a little bit, and then look at what goals I have for next year. So as far as this one's concerned, I've got 2 lists that I'm going to do. So the first of this is going to be a top 10 of non-Modano related pickups, but these are going to be in no particular order. And one other caveat I'll give you is just sort of similar to the way I do some of my top 10 or top 20 or whatever lists. These are the ones that are my favorites, not necessarily the rarest, not necessarily the most expensive in the collection, but they're the favorites that were picked up during this past year. So we're going to start off with those. And again, no particular order, but I'll start going through them. And I sorted most of these into categories, and I did the same thing with the Modano. That way it's not, like I said, in any particular order. So let me start off with this one. This was this year was in the baseball section. I picked up a variety of different Juan Soto cards from his rookie year as I started to fill out that piece of the collection. This one was definitely one of my favorites. I enjoy the 2018 Topps Heritage. This is the 2018 Topps Heritage Chrome Refractor. So this one is in a PSA 8. Which is really kind of a nice card, and then the refractor really adds to it. And these ones are numbered, and they're numbered to 569. There are a couple of different variants of it, but I decided to go with the regular refractor because that one really has the shine on that silver foil really pops, especially with the refractor technology. The next one is also from 2018, again sticking with Juan Soto. So this one's going to be the Topps Update 2018. This is the Juan Soto. This is the batting rainbow foil. So this one is a PSA 9. So again, kind of in my rookie parallels, tried to pick up the ones that I could. This one was definitely a worthy one. These are not numbered, but they should be a little bit more populated than the gold ones, but not by that much. So they're going to be in the same kind of print run scale. So those are the first 2 that I'm going to add here, just from the Juan Soto collection. So as I go along, I'll just take these off and then keep swapping out the cards. Next one here, I picked up a couple of different Albert Pujols rookies. And out of the ones that I had, I decided to grab one representative. So for that, I decided to grab the 2001 Bowman Best rookie card of Albert Pujols, which already has a nice refractor shine going to it. And these ones are numbered. So this is numbered to 29.99. But one of my favorite of the Pujol rookies that I picked up this year. This one will probably go for grading at some point, but right now with the turnaround times being what they are, I haven't gotten around to adding it to a submission. But that is a really nice version of the Pujols rookie. Coming up next, I'll show you another Juan Soto, but this one is a limited parallel to an insert set. And one of the cards that I focused on, I should say one of the sets that I focused on a fair bit with the Juan Soto was the Selects, because they had a lot of different nice cards with the Prism. So this one is Select 2020, and this is for the 25-man, and this is the gold version. So I decided to grab this one as a representative because I did get a chance to grab a couple of different gold Prism Sotos this year. And they're all really awesome looking in their own right, but I decided to go with the 25-man as the representative for that. Otherwise, I could have grabbed 2 or 3 of the Sotos and definitely included them in this list. So 2020 Select, 25-man, gold Prism, and that is numbered to 10. So Juan Soto. Again, these are all the non-Mike Modano pickups for the year. Next one here is a card from Carlos Delgado, because I did grab a couple of cards from his, especially earlier on in the year. I'm trying to be representative of the whole year, not just the back end, where I definitely picked up some nice cards. So this one is actually an unlicensed card, and this is from President's Choice, owned by Brian Price, who was previously from In the Game, who has an extensive memorabilia collection. So he created a product called Solitaire, which was all one-of-ones all over the place in that product. So as part of that, and he used his memorabilia to get a card like this. This is the game used emblem, 1/1 of Carlos Delgado. Very simple, clean design. But that is a 1/1 game worn emblem, game used. So that's my pick as far as the Delgado cards are concerned. I wanted to make sure I had some kind of representation for it since I was collecting some of those cards this year. Another thing I was looking at, that was a thing I did a little bit in the year, is I looked for some opportunities to pick up certain autographs if the opportunity presented themselves. And this one was a fun one because this is, I believe, 1994 Parkhurst. This is probably one of the first certified Gordie Howe autographs that were available at the time. So that was from the Missing Link set that year. And obviously stuck with a very vintage aesthetic with a hard signed autograph from Gordie Howe. And these were hand numbered to 956. Very clean autograph. Really, certainly a very nice pickup from this year. All right, next couple are a couple of Jamie Benn cards, and these are more recent, these two here. So you would have probably caught that on a recent mail day, and most likely the last one before this video comes out. So this one is from 2013-2014, the Cup Hockey, and this was the Trios triple patch. So that right there is a very spectacular looking card. Again, this would have been on a recent mail day, so you would have already had a chance to see this. But this definitely qualified as a card that made it into that top 10, because I do still collect Jamie Benn cards. I am very selective about the ones I pick up. So if I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to add it to the collection, I try to be very picky. But a card like that is definitely something that would qualify in my top 10 pickups from Jamie Benn's side of the equation. And this next one was in the same mail day, so it's definitely in the same vein. 2016-2017, the Cup. And this was the limited logos. With the quality of the patch and the autograph, this one was a must to include in that portion of it, because I did want to have some representation of some of the Jamie Benn pickups throughout the year, even though there were a number of very good ones. But these two patches and the patch auto in this case is definitely great examples that I wanted to include in this portion of the mail day. So there we go. So I'm going to take both of these off. And for the last two, I wanted to include some vintage, because I did actually buy some vintage cards, even though not as much as I would have wanted to or had planned originally, but I did grab some. So this first one is going to be a later pickup from the year. It's going to be from a set thing that I started working on that's going to be part of my goals for the upcoming, so that you'll kind of see this again in part 3. So this is from 1963 Fleer Baseball. So this is the Willie Mays PSA 5. So this was definitely a late year pickup. That was awesome. Nice clean card. And I'll talk more in the new year about kind of why I decided to do this set, because that's a video I've got down the pipeline here. We'll include that Willie Mays as part of the vintage section. And this last one is going to be a hockey section again, so we'll bring back a player we already had on just a moment ago. So this one here was, I think, during the summertime when I got this one. And this is a 1954 Topps Gordie Howe. So this one's PSA graded. It's authentic altered. Most likely trimming based on the way, but it ends up being a fairly clean card. But it is a classic, iconic card of Gordie Howe. And a wonderful addition to the collection. So between all those are the top 10, as per me, as far as, again, not the most expensive, not the rarest necessarily, but just the top 10 favorite pickups over the course of the entire year. And I tried to represent the different categories that I collected, as well as different times of the year. So these are all the ones that do not in any way pertain to Mike Modano. The remainder of it, and the second part of when I cut the video here, it's going to be doing the top 25 pickups strictly from the Mike Modano collection, because that is still the majority of the stuff I collect. So I'll be right back for the cut, and then we'll continue this countdown. Okay, so now we're continuing with the Mike Modano cards. Same rules apply. These are our top 25 favorites. No particular order. It's not based on cost or rarity. It's just based on the ones that I selected as the favorites. From the pickups that I had this year. This was a much tougher one, I'll be honest with you, because I went through a lot of videos and found that I had a lot of excellent stuff. And I would be looking at these videos and thinking, okay, there's 2 or 3 candidates here, 2 or 3 candidates here. And before I knew it, I realized I could probably do a top 100, and it would still be, and I would still have to leave some stuff out. So I decided to keep it really tight and narrow to the top 25. So I've broken these up into different categories. I've got these in 5-card stacks, just covering the different groups. But as we go along, we'll get through the different ones, and I'll try to talk through a few of them where I can. Do the same thing as the first part. So to begin with, I want to start off with kind of a section that was autograph cards. Not just exclusively, but predominantly these are autographs. And then I'll break it up into a couple of different categories here. So the first one that I'm going to include is going to be a 2014-2015 Black Diamond Hockey. This is an emerald autograph of Mike Modano. Now the emerald autograph in this year is out of 10. Now, the reason I included this one out of a variety of different autographs that I bought throughout the year, this one right here, I just like the way the green glows, just the shine off of it. So design-wise, it works for me in terms of the overall aesthetic. I just think it presents well, and it's a very good-looking card. So again, no particular order, but this is the first one I'm going to start with for the autographs. So that's the Emerald autograph out of 10. Next one here is going to be from Be a Player. So this is a 2000-2001 Be a Player Signature Series. And this one's going to be a game jersey autograph. A 3-color patch. These are limited to 10. This is one of the years where Be a Player actually numbered it. So hand numbered out of 10. Again, a nice limited card. Game jersey autograph 2000-2001. Adding on the 3-color jersey piece is an extra bonus. Same as before, I'm just going to pull these off as I go along. So this next one here was a late edition, but definitely an excellent card. This is from 2015-2016 SP Authentic Hockey. So this is the limited auto patch. So this is one of the cleaner designs of the year that I picked up in terms of these types of cards. Clean autograph, 4-color patch out of 25, limited. Awesome card. So that was a late add, but definitely a worthy addition here. So a lot of this stuff especially is going to be really backloaded towards the latter portion of the year when I definitely got a chance to pick up some excellent cards. So this next one here is going to be 2011-2012, and this is a Peerless Patches from Dominion Hockey. So this is actually numbered to 40. But you can see it's a really nice patch, a nice clean autograph, hard signed, numbered to 40 from Dominion. Good stuff. So for the next section that I'm going to be covering here, actually, sorry, I do have one more that I'm going to share with you here from this section. So it is still from the autograph section. And this one is one that actually completed a rainbow for me. So this is from 2018-2019 Leaf Ultimate Hockey. And this was the green spectrum, 1 of 1. Nice cards, but I definitely had a whole stack of them in order to complete the rainbow. But the green emerald gets the nod because it was the one that completed the entire rainbow of this collection. That includes 2 1-of-1s, and I do have a number of the press plates as well. So that was part of the pickups from this year. So that was definitely a big piece. The significance was mainly just completing that rainbow that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to with 2 1-of-1s. The next section here is going to be a variety of different patch cards. So these are not autographed now. So we're getting away from the autograph portion of it. I wanted to get that done first. There will be some future cards that are autographed as well, but these ones focus mainly on this category. So these are patches now. This first one is going to be from 2002-2003, Crown Royale Dual Game Used Patches. So this one is Mike Modano and Pierre Turgeon. And the reason why this one's included is just because of the quality of the 2 distinct patches. Like, this was a great patch piece, and this is still a very good patch piece. Just a combo of the two. I like the whole double patch design. This was always a favorite. So I decided to include this one from that section of it. But there's definitely some great patches included throughout the course of the year. The next one here is going to be the 2007-2008. This is the Superlative Silver version, which is out of 9. And this is the Superlative Jumbo Emblem. So this one's just a really nice and large piece here, which includes a piece of the Dallas Star emblem on the front, which is really cool looking. Nice limited card. Like I said, it's out of 9. So it's got a variety of different elements that I like about it. Next one we're going to include here is a game used letter that I picked up this past year. It was a 2019-2020 Leaf in the game used hockey. This is in the name used letter is what they called it. So this one is numbered to 5. You got the rainbow foil on the outside and a nice large piece. Very clean. Just a neat looking card. And I do enjoy these game used letter pieces when you can get them. A lot of times it's manufactured, so you have to enjoy it when you can actually get a real game used piece. This next one here is another game used patch piece, but this one is a late edition. So this one is actually going backwards in order to get to 2002, 2003. So this one's from Upper Deck Mass Collection. This is the patch card that was numbered to the number of goals from his previous year. So this one's included because of the quality of that patch piece. So you can see all those breaks and the divisions, the different colors. Even the gold has almost 2 shades because of the way the stitching goes. So you've got a seam and stitching and all of that. So lots of texture on the patch piece in addition to being multicolored. Just a nice clean card, numbered to 34. So that was definitely amongst the favorites. This is one of the first ones I pulled. I had no question about that one being included. So a great patch piece. This next one here is not a patch piece, but it is still in the game used category. And we're going to look at another recent pickup here, 2019-2020 Leaf Lumber Kings. This is a dual Blades of Glory. So this is a 1-of-1 for Brett Hall and Mike Modano. So you can see 2 stick blade pieces and a 1-of-1. So it's got a lot of things going for it. Very cool looking card. So that was definitely one of the favorite pickups of the year. Again, we're sticking to favorites here. But we're definitely getting some limited and some nice pieces. This next one here is probably one of the nicest designs that I saw in this past year's pickups. So this is a 2015-2016 Artifacts Hockey, so Upper Deck Artifacts. And this is the Honored Members Game Used Relics double patch. So design-wise, it's got a lot going for it. You've got the rainbow foil coming on the outside, numbered to 27. The patch pieces themselves, the way they fit in terms of design-wise. Just that design is really eye-popping when you get a chance to see it. So I think this one was definitely one that I wanted to make sure I included in this. And the way the year was structured, it was kind of hard to think, well, that was in this year too, with a lot of the other ones that I ended up picking up here to add to this particular listing. So now we're going to do 2 that, again, were very recent. These 2 happened on the same mail day, but they were 2 excellent editions. So this one is 2000-2001. So it's the Upper Deck Game Use Patch. So another massive patch piece here. One of the ones that I've been looking for some time, so it's definitely a good inclusion. Had to be on here. And the last one here for this kind of memorabilia patch section. It is very patch heavy, but it is the different memorabilia. So this last one is going to be a patch, and it won't be much of a surprise. 1999-2000 Upper Deck Game Jersey Patch. This one's a 3-color. Classic design. Very nice. So those 2 were included in the same mail day. So the tells you how good the mail day was when these were both included in the top 25 here. Now we're going to move on to the next section. And that is going to be the parallels and insert parallels. So that's going to have its own section. So the way I'm going to do that one is we're going to include a couple of different options here. So I'm going to start off with this. This is $98.99 Black Diamond Winning Formula. This is the Platinum. This is one of the big pickups of the year. So this one's numbered to 21. This one was one I had been after for some time, so it's got that going along with it, amongst being also one of the rarer pieces for that time period, outside of something like a 1-of-1. So definitely something that I was chasing after, and when the opportunity came, I was more than happy to pick this one up. So that's definitely 100% qualifies to be part of this list. And that's no slight on any of the other cards here. That's why I didn't want to put them in any particular order, because I thought it would be kind of insulting. Okay, so this next one here, this order is going to be kind of interesting here because it's going to seem completely out of sequence, but like I said, I'm going to include them here as I go. This one here is from 2000-2001. So this is Private Stock Titanium. And this is the game jersey numbered version. So this one's numbered to 9. You can see there, it's got all the shine you could possibly want in addition to being very limited. It's a great looking card. Another tough one that I had been looking after for some time, and when the opportunity came, I had to pick it up. It's a pretty good start. This next one is going to be a little surprising, but at the same time, I had to include it somewhere in this section of the stack. So I like this card. It is a more modern card, but it did complete a rainbow. So it's 2019-2020 Stature Hockey, so Upper Deck Stature. And this is the purple 1/1. It is a great looking card with the design and everything, but the technology of the next couple are the reason why I saved those two to the end here. But this was definitely a big card, especially as part of that rainbow. And certainly part of the top 25 pickups, no question. So it had to be on this list. All right, next one. These two are basically my two favorite cards from my top 10 previously in the year, but they also have both happened during this calendar year, so they definitely are worth that. So the first one is 97-98. Pinnacle Totally Certified. This is the Mirror Platinum Gold. Just another opportunity to show this card. Again, the amount of shine and colors and everything that you get from this reflection is incredible. Just the technology on that is excellent. So there you go. As much as I like that 1/1, you do get a different effect completely just looking at this thing. And this is numbered to 30. Now I'm going to include this one here because this was, I believe it was my #1 favorite from the previous top 10 Modanos that I had list. So this is 97-98. Sixth Sense Wizards. And again, we're looking at the technology. So you can see here. So if you look at the Be a Player or the year when they did the prismatic autos, they used a similar technology with all the stars and the shine. I just love the way the card shows, especially when you're able to move it around and get some kind of lighting on it. Just from a technology standpoint, this is definitely one of my favorite cards. And it's most likely going to repeat as my favorite card because it would be really hard to dethrone it at the stage. But there you go. As far as parallels and insert parallels, these are very strong ones to finish that off on. All right, for this last section here, I'm going to show you two graded cards from Be a Player Ultimate. I shouldn't say graded, actually, but they are in the holders. Two from Be a Player Ultimate Edition. And then we'll finish this off with some cards from the Cup, because they were some of my favorite cards of the year totally, so I wanted to have them to have their own section. So let's start off with this one. This is 2011-2012 Ultimate Memorabilia 11th Edition, Auto Stick and Jersey Silver out of 9. So you got the stick, you got the jersey, and you got the autograph. This is a silver version, numbered to 9. Great design, very clean. Clean autograph as well. So that's one. And the second one here is probably one of the kind of more underrated pickups, but it's still one of my favorites as well. So this is 2006-2007 in the game, 7th edition, triple autograph silver out of 10. And this one's with Mary Lemieux, Steve Yzerman, and Modano. So 3 autographs, 3 Hall of Famers, all in one card out of 10. Great card. Again, definitely worthy being included in this final list. So we're not quite finished here. We're just about at the end. I'm down to my last 5 cards here, just to finish this off. So for this last 5, we're going to stick strictly to the Cup. No particular order, although all of these are fairly limited and fairly nice cards, but we're going to go through them here. So the first one is going to be dual scripted swatches, 2009-2010 the Cup. So we're going to include here Modano and Patrick Kane. Dual signature swatches out of 5. And you got the patch with the star here as well, even though it's a little bit smudged based on the way they did it on these numbers. But there you go, that's the first one. So let's put that there. Second one here is a really spectacular example as well. This one is going to be the 2007-2008, the Cup. So this is Cup Foundations patch autograph, numbered to 5. So you can see you got the shine here on this piece. You Kind of have to tilt it a little bit to get the full effect of the autograph. I mentioned earlier during the pickup itself that the design probably could have been set up a little bit better to make it easier to see, especially with a silver paint pen, but just the same, a spectacular piece here. Great card. Move this. Next one here is also Cup Foundations, but it's the previous year, 2006, 2007, the Cup. And this is also Cup Foundations. Again, patch autograph. I would say a better design. You can see the autograph much cleaner, but the patch is also quite nice. Now, if you look at it here, you can see that it's also out of 5. It's a little hard to see right now. Got to see if I can tilt it. There you go. It's a 4 out of 5. Another nice limited piece. So we're almost at the end here, but we're not quite done. So we're down to the last 2 here. So for this next one, we're going to have for the inaugural year, 2005, 2006, the Cup. So we're doing notable numbers. So this is the last of these that actually appeared. So this isn't going to be the final card, but it is one of the last ones to appear. So noble numbers. So it's going to be Mike Modano and Jeremy Roenick, double-sided patch card. Again, I've got the scratch case, so I'll have to replace that, but nonetheless, it's going to be in there for now. So you got the nice rainbow foil going here in the 2 patch windows. Noble numbers out of 10. Nice Roenick piece on the back. Excellent patches. Now that leaves us with one final card here. And it's going to be its brethren. There are 3 of them, but I have 2 out of the 3 in my possession this year. So the second one is going to be 0506, the Cup as well. Noble numbers again, but this time it's going to be Modano on the front once again, out of 10. And Bill Guerin on the back. Again, great patches as well. The last one I'm missing is the Paul Correa, which is numbered to 9, but these are excellent choices. And these are 2 nice additions to the collection. I do enjoy the shine. Okay, so between part 1 and part 2, hopefully you got a bit of a sense of the different pickups that I was able to get throughout the year. A different variety of things. Obviously, it was very hockey heavy, and the Modano collection took up a good chunk of the year. And I'll talk more about that in the year-end goals part of the video. Let me just move over here a little bit. There we go. Year-end part of the goals. So part 3 will be that part. So hopefully you enjoyed. And if you were watching a lot of the pickup videos throughout the year, hopefully you remember a lot of these different pieces that came in. Definitely some spectacular cards that I have absolutely enjoyed adding as part of this collection. From the brand new to the 90s to vintage, baseball and hockey, all the way in between. Lots of different ones. And I don't expect 2021 to replicate this kind of thing. I think from a wallet standpoint, probably would be better if it didn't. But nonetheless, I have no regrets as far as picking up a lot of these great cards and adding them to my collection. And it's made a lot of progressions and leaps and bounds. So anyway, as far as 2020 is concerned, that is it. There's still a couple of days left in terms of mail, but anything that happens there is beyond the cutoff. So it's not going to be included in this one, and we'll probably put it in any 2021 video we have. So anyway, any comments or questions are welcome. Thanks as always for watching, and we'll catch you in part 3.